Hey guys, what's up? Green Machine Sam back with another video, and today we have another 2K24 roster update guide. Figured to get this out so that you guys can be updated on all the information regarding the roster. Now, of course, I am on PS5. Now, of course, I think there is cross-platform sharing, so everybody on Xbox should be able to get it as well. I do not have a PS4 or an older gen update. Sorry, I just don't really feel like doing that, as well as I don't feel like firing up the jet engine and all that fun stuff. And no offense, these consoles are 4 years old by now, big dog. Like, I get it, you might have some financial situations, but I'm not going to continue to create rosters on PS4. Sorry. Like I said, 2K22 was my last PS4 roster, but now we are on PS5 with 2K24 and 2K23. Now, of course, I should have a 2K23 video that came out yesterday or the day before, or even they should be coming out on the same day. I don't know quite when I'm going to be able to get this video out, but let's get into things and get things started. Now, of course, I had said that I was making a scenario that I'm going to share for everybody so that you guys can play through the 2024 season, and then you can still have the stats from the 2023 season. Now, of course, I'm going to get it done. It's just taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to, as well as with the release of College Football 25 as well, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. I've kind of been more focused on just playing the game that I'm enjoying in College Football 25 than having to do this for the 2 hours that I get free a night, you know. So I'm going to get into things and get things underway. First and foremost, you will want to head to Features, head to Create Roster, NBA Modern Current User Created Roster, and then you guys are going to want to push triangle and search by online ID, of course. So Green Machine Sam is the name. So Green Machine Sam. Jesus, I'm having a hard time spelling apparently. And you should be able to find it pretty easily. Now, of course, it will bring up my 3 main rosters. You can download any of the 3. You should be good to go. Download whichever one you want to. It does not matter which one you grab. Now, of course, they are all the same. Now, of course, there are other rookies, and I'm going to go over just some basic information. So if you guys have already listened to this, you guys don't have to. Skip ahead to the video to later in the video, and you guys will see some of the more recent updates. So, of course, rookies are added to the roster. Now, all rookies are by overalls are by when they are picked, and not what I think of them. It's just the most, easy way to do things. Now, of course, I am still adding players. Of course, Gary Trent recently signing with the Bucks, and of course, Russell Westbrook being sent over to the Jazz. Expected buyout, expected to go to the Denver Nuggets once he goes through the free agency period. And of course, there are a lot of undrafted guys and stuff like that. And Karlo Madovic coming over from Europe after getting drafted, I think, a year or 2 ago at this point, and then them still having his rights, of course. Now, of course, with it being 2K24 and more of the players being added and easier to access, a lot more players are actually on the roster, as well as with being able to have 3 two-way guys. It makes it a lot easier as well. Sandro Mamu, he's been added back to the Spurs because he did sign a contract, as well as Charles Bassey ended up getting a different contract as well, so he did get his change in his contract as well. And then, of course, just all the two-way guys being added. Plowden is one of the new guys that got added to the Golden State Warriors. Just recently getting signed off of the Summer League team, getting put on a 2-way contract, as well as others. I don't remember who else was there. I know Wallace for the Hawks should be added as well. So Keaton Wallace there as well. I think he's actually supposed to be an overall lower. I think I moved him from point guard to shooting guard, and I think I boosted him. So I should be able to fix that as well. And then, of course, Russell Westbrook getting traded off the Clippers, I could pull one guy up from the G League team, and I figured Cam Christie is probably the better player to pull up than, of course, Kai Jones, just because of his potential and going forward and everything. And, of course, other players have been released and stuff, but this is the main reason why I wanted to make this video. I'm going ahead and getting some of the Summer League teams done. Now, of course, I will say this. Every Summer League player has to currently be in 2K or easily be able to be found in the player import and export DNA screen. Because if they don't make the G League teams, they don't make the two-way spots, I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time trying to get these guys who are just going to be on the G League teams. Now, of course, none of these guys' overalls are changing. These are all just simply added from the free agency period. Like I said. Now, of course, some teams will have more than others because of, if they're already in 2K, it's easier to add them. So a lot of these guys getting added to the G League teams, these are just their Summer League players, some Summer League players that are currently on their roster. So like you've seen already, some teams have more than others. Some teams don't have any at all. And of course, there are some like the Orlando Magic who have a shit ton because they do have a bunch of former NBA players. And then of course, other teams like, there's one team that has an absolute shit. The Clippers have a decent amount as well. So as you guys can see, a bunch of guys being added to the G League teams. I don't really care about jersey numbers. If you guys want to go and fix those, you are more than able to. I just kind of add them to it. Something simple and something easy. Just gets you some G League players if you really want to. And of course, if you really, really want to, you can go into free agency and just sort by age and just start adding players to teams. You could add Barlow to this Spurs Summer League team. You can add Primo to the Clippers Summer League team. You can add Usman to the Golden State. You can add a lot of these guys back to teams that, could easily need them on their G League team. You can do whatever you want. Of course, it's your roster once you download it, and you can change whatever you want on the roster and do as you wish, of course. Now, of course, because I know some people are going to ask about it and maybe hadn't seen one of the older videos, I have started adding, of course, other teams. This team, like I've said before, is literally just what if the Lakers kept everybody they drafted, or the first appearance for guys like Caruso, and of course Austin Reeves stayed with the Lakers. So this is them. Now, jersey numbers aren't 100%. You can go ahead and fix those for yourself if you want to. They're just more added to the team. I just think it's kind of cool to look at and see how the Lakers could have panned out if somehow, some way, they could have kept everybody, of course. And of course, I have added other teams as well. A lot of them being on the all-time teams, of course, because I just like going over those teams more than anything. You got the 2012 Olympic team. You got Team Australia. You have, of course, Team France. You have the 2011 Lakers. You have a whole ton of different teams that you can go ahead and go look at, all of them being pretty cool. I am working still on a couple others. This one is kind of sort of done. I still do have a couple things I need to go through and get done on it, but this is the Jimmy Butler led 76ers, of course. Ages should be correct. Overall should be 90% correct. And then, of course, just a couple other things, of course, that I do still want to add. This is based off of when they lost Game 7, so this should be most of the players from that Game 7 loss. Because, if you go on to Basketball Reference, you'll see that Dario Saric was there and Christian Covington, but they were traded a little bit into the season. So this should be the correct roster for, of course, that Game 7 loss team. I think it's a pretty good team. I think it would be fun to run around with. Not a whole ton of spacing when Tobias Harris is probably your second or third best shooter on the team, or even Embiid's probably your third best shooter on the team. It's not great, to be fair. So go ahead and check that out if you really want to use them, of course. This is the 2024 Olympics team. And then, of course, this is the select team. The 76 and 77 76ers. This is the select team. Decided to increase Cooper Flags overall just because of how well he played against them and stuff like that. Thought it was the most fair and easy way to go about it. And of course, there's tons of other teams. We already went over Team France, Team Australia, the 12 team. And then, of course, you have the all-time Raptors, which is Team Canada. And then this is the 18 Rockets, the team that took the Warriors to 7. So this would have been a year before. Still don't have everybody, but I do have a decent amount of the players here, as well as with their correct overalls and age. So there is that as well. And then, of course, the last and final team being the 2008 Redeem team. All very, very fun teams. Go play with some of them. I think some of them are pretty cool to play with and pretty fun and exciting. A lot of versatility, of course. And of course, you got the G Leagues and stuff like that. And like I said, I am going to be slowly working on the scenario and stuff like that. But that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video or any of the videos here on my channel, I would appreciate it if you guys do stick around and subscribe. NCAA football, college football 25 has really taken over the majority of my time. So I'm still very much enjoying that game and stuff like that. I do want to kind of create content with the next week or so. But with that being said, like I said, if you guys do enjoy this video, stick around and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos like this. But with that being said, I'm out. Peace.